So you want to know how to remove a fake review. Now, isn't fake reviews really annoying? Maybe there's a reason why someone's written that review about you. Maybe it's totally unfair. I can tell you a situation I had a few years ago when I moved house, and the estate agent that I dealt with was really, really poor, the service. In fact, there were several things that went wrong, and in the end I decided to write them a bad review. So I gave them the 1 star. I told them that I was not happy and I hadn't felt that they had even reacted to anything I'd said. And then a few weeks later, I got an email and it was asking me, could I remove that 1 star? And I thought, well, why should I? But what was explained then to me was actually that the company that I had written about and given a 1 star to was an almost identical name to another estate agent in the same town. They were just a different limitation or limited company. There was a slight difference in their reference, and they're actually not connected at all, even though their names were almost identical. So I'd realised that I'd actually written an unfair review, and they were very polite and kind, so I removed it, and they were then happy with that. So what do we learn from that? Well, sometimes mistakes can happen, but we're going to see today how fake reviews can be removed, and the 5 processes really involved from the beginning to end. So thanks for joining me. I'm Zane from Zanet Design, and I help small businesses grow, perhaps through local SEO. It could be through their website. It could be through perhaps dealing with various ways of updating things like Google My Business. And today I'm going to particularly look at fake reviews in Google My Business to see what's the best process of handling an awkward and sometimes delicate situation. I mean, I think one of the first things you have to ask is this a genuine fake review? Well, of course, if it's fake, it's not, is it? It's fake. Someone's put it there for a reason. Why would they do so? What would be their reason? Is it something that perhaps has been a mistake? Have they perhaps, like I explained in my introduction, is it a situation where they've got the wrong company? Well, we're going to see how you can deal with all those things in a professional manner to get great results. So the first thing really to do is to not retaliate. So the worst thing you can do is track down their company and then write them a bad review too. That just will never produce good results at all. There's no benefit in that at all to you or to them. So the first thing is don't retaliate, act calm, and then deal with the process as we're going to look at over the next few steps. So the next thing is to just remember that we can all make mistakes. So keep professional. And maybe the first thing I would do is I would write a reply back. If you can't contact them, there's no way of directly being able to help them, then first of all, just let them know that, well, thank you for your review. And then perhaps say something like, I'm really sad to hear that your experience with us isn't, up to the standard we would expect. But then if you've got no record of them, if it's a fake review, then let them know that. Just say, but I'm afraid I have no record of knowing about your business with us. Could you please confirm that you've got the right company? Now, in my case, in the story that, or my experience I told you earlier on, that was very much the case, and I was grateful for them pointing it out to me. So the first thing is not to overreact, but to just handle it in a professional way. And of course, others will read that. While you're waiting for Google to sort this out, others will read that and they'll think that's a very reasonable way of acting. And if I was then to do business with you, I think, well, when things go wrong, at least you handle things well. So that's a positive in a sense, straight away. It will help you to make sure you're handling things well. So the next thing to do then is then to report it. So you don't feel it's fair. You don't feel it's even a customer that you've had. So it is a fake review. So then you'll see there's a flag to the side. If you click on the flag, it will then take you to various options as to what the issue is. Is it that they violated the terms? Is it a case of they perhaps are spamming? Is it unfair? Is it even hate? And you can then point these things out to Google. You can flag it with Google too. And that would be the next thing to do, because you're reporting in effect a violation of the terms and conditions of reviews. Now here's the next thing to do. If you're a larger company, then get your colleagues and others in the office to report it too. Google generally will take more note of those that have got several reports on. So if you've got other people in the office, if you've got other people that are aware that this is a fake review, there's no harm in asking them to also report it, because that will then flag it to Google. Google are more likely to respond quicker if they see that it's been more than one occasion that someone's reported it as being inappropriate and a violation. And finally, while you're waiting then for Google to handle things, and they do handle things relatively quickly, though it can vary from month to month, then just bear in mind as well, and this is probably the thing to have in mind, is that Google doesn't expect everyone to have perfect reviews. If you have 100 people reviewing your company, they're not all going to put 5.0 every time. And in fact, Google quite likes it when they don't. So Google likes the average of 4.3, 4.5. So bear in mind, if you've got some good reviews and then someone puts in a bad review, as long as you've got plenty of good reviews, you'll find that the average, and that's what Google's more interested in, the average should be relatively good. So if the average person is saying you're a great company, and then you get the odd person who puts a fake review in, it won't crush your company. Google doesn't view reviews as that important. So it's easy to think in terms of everything's being rated based on your review. But as we've seen in other videos and other reviews of mine, you'll see that's not the case at all. In fact, what percentage would be affected by a fake review? Very, very minor. If you do all the other things, then you'll find that it won't even have an impact. So as much as no one wants a fake review, and everyone wants to obviously have a fair way of being given a chance on Google My Business, if you follow that process, you'll find that your fake reviews will either get found by Google and then removed, and meanwhile, while you're handling it, you've handled things well. I hope that's been useful. Here's a couple more videos that will be really helpful because Google's actually chosen them especially for you.